Hello, YouTube!
And we are back once again.
We're back once again.
Yep.
Swearing at each other, but no one hears that stuff.
No, that's cool. Yeah. We say all those things to each other off air, don't we, Dan? Because we're politely hating each other.
Yeah! Tommy doesn't care for SpongeBob SquarePants or even Nickelodeon in its own show. Nickelodeon UK has been having problems over the weekend, Tommy. I think you should be concerned.
Yeah, but, sadly I'm over 12, so... No,
but if you were under 12, you would have been in your element because all the ad breaks failed to play.
Well, yeah. I mean, I didn't mind...
You had no idea what was about to come on screen.
I didn't mind the odd bit of Nickelodeon. I didn't mind the odd bit of Nickelodeon, like Drake and Josh or Keenan and Kel or Rugrats, but that's pretty much as far as it went.
They didn't play any of that, sadly.
That's fine.
But some superhero thing that makes me think of you, though, the Thundermans. I think you'll love that show.
Oh, I don't know.
It's so poorly made, like every other thing with superheroes in it ever. And it's also Nickelodeon. So it's like the show for you and I to watch together.
Well, no.
There's a hot girl in it. There you go.
What? It's like
right, so, Tommy, we are in joyful July, and we're very going to quickly snip the whole Nickelodeon conversation and go on to whatever it is you've got lined up today. Tommy, what is it?
Well, I've gone for another family film, something that all ages can really watch.
Is it Jinxed?
No. It will never, ever, ever, ever be Jinxed.
You haven't seen it, though?
No, but I'm not going to.
Well, how do you know it's bad?
Because it's Nickelodeon.
Yeah, but how do you know it's bad, though?
Because it is. It just is. It's
you
Nickelodeon.
Don't know that, though.
Never mind.
It's like me saying the next
Marvel
film is going to be bad because it's Marvel.
Let's go back onto the review at hand.
I'm quite right with all of that.
Well, to be fair, I wouldn't fight that these days. Marvel is crap these days, to be honest. And
that concludes. Thank you for watching. No, carry on.
No, we got to go back to the original Disneys. Going back to the original Disneys, like Marvel owns, because Marvel owns Disney owns Marvel now. That's all the new stuff that Disney is putting out. But let's go back to a film that was good.
When Disney were good.
When Disney were good. Yep.
Yes.
So I've gone for Honey, I Shrunk the Kids from 1989, a very classic family film.
Would you believe I've seen this one?
I'm glad you have.
I've actually seen this one.
It is a good one. It is a good one. And a very original idea as a whole concept. Despite growing up watching Honey, I Blew Up the Kid more, as that was the one I had on VHS.
Love it.
This first film is far superior to that one. Have you seen the sequel?
I've seen the sequel, yeah. Is that the sequel where the big
They blow up the baby and
and
he becomes a giant.
I wish that was me, I'll be honest.
Yeah.
That was a great movie.
A quick summary of the synopsis, just for those who don't remember it. So, Wayne Zelinsky is a wacky inventor who is aiming to complete a design on a machine that will cause matter to shrink. After he goes to work to pitch the invention, his neighbour's kids accidentally hit a baseball into his home lab that activates the machine.
Hold up. That sounds familiar.
Does it?
Mm-hmm.
Like what?
Cats and dogs.
You're not wrong. There is clearly
There's a connection. There's a connection. But you carry on.
Then when the neighbour's kids, alongside Wayne's own kids, go to retrieve the ball, they are blasted by the machine and shrunk to the size of a needle tip.
Please don't talk about needle tips.
Yeah. You're considering your fears of needles. Chaos ensues further when Wayne accidentally throws the 4 kids out with the garbage into the backyard, forcing the kids to trek through the rainforest garden and get back to normal size. Now, the standout performances in a film with kids in the title is ironically the parents, as Mr. and Mrs. Zelinsky and Mr. and Mrs. Thompson bring the best laughs to the film, without question. Mr. Thompson is a tough guy dad who wants his 2 sons to both be manly like him, whereas in actual fact, Matt Frewer brings a lot of verbal comedy to the role with the constant fits of outrage in the presence of his suffering wife, played by Christine Sutherland. Matt Frewer was only 30 years old in this film. He is easily the oldest 30-year-old I've ever seen in my life, considering he's meant to have a son who is at least 16 to 18 years old in this movie. Rick Moranis and Marcia Strassman, R.I.P., also get a huge shout-out for their comedy timing, especially when Mr. Zelinsky has to break the news to his wife of what has happened to the kids. The 4 kids who are shrunk do an alright job at carrying the film, and all 4 of their arcs are cliche but still do their jobs. Amy is a shallow, popular girl who chases the popular guys, but by the end of the film learns to see qualities in people like Russ Jr. that she finds more endearing. Nick is a standard nerd whose talents go unnoticed by his dad, but his knowledge on garden wildlife gets the kids out of a lot of trouble during the film. Russ Jr. is a quiet and shy teenage boy who doesn't know what his skill or hobby is meant to be, but proves his worth when he braves various situations to save the other kids. And Ron is a stereotypical bully kid, but by the end of the film shows his softer, caring side through their insect companion, Auntie. Which brings on to the one death that takes place in the film. R.I.P. Auntie. Would you remember the big ant that they make friends with?
Yep.
Great effects. Speaking of effects, the effects in this film are pretty astounding. Director Joe Johnston comes from a CGI background as he worked on the original Star Wars films, actually. The B sequence looks dated by nonetheless, creatively done special effects for its time anyway. Easily my favourite part of the film, though. James Horner, R.I.P., does his usual of bringing a catchy musical score to accompany the film. James Horner, who did Titanic, also did the music for this film.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
So he. I think I've spoken about a lot of films over the course of doing the show with you, Dan, where I've spoken a lot about James Horner. You know, he died in a plane crash when he was in his late 50s. So
You told me, and
yeah.
It's amazing to hear his name keep coming up.
Yeah.
Because, you think a good music score. Titanic.
Yeah,
that's massive.
Yeah, that's huge, right? He also did Avatar. He also did.
I've seen Avatar.
Yeah, he did.
Don't know how or why.
What else did he do? He did. He did Aliens. He did The Amazing Spider-Man. He did Braveheart. He did Willow. Yeah, he's done loads.
Have I seen Braveheart?
We spoke about Braveheart in May, Medieval May.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think there's another film I'm confusing it with a new one called. Oh no, I'm thinking of Fireheart. Ignore me.
Okay.
What do I know?
No problem. So to close, Joe Johnston has a decent track record of films that he's directed, including The Rocketeer, Captain America: The First Avenger, and Jumanji. But this film might be my favourite of the bunch, as it really is an inventive plot for a comedy family film. The CGI effects are bold for their time as well as supported well by the practical effects and adult actors who land the best laughs in the film. I cannot express how much I have dreamt of being in the situation of the Shrunk kids encountering a giant Oreo-like cookie to devour in the Guardian. In the garden.
In the Guardian.
In the Guardian.
Love it.
In the garden. God damn it, now I'm hungry. So on that note, Dan, I'm giving Honey, I Shrunk the Kids 4 stars out of 5.
Beautiful.
It's a great family film, and you'd be lying if you said you haven't dreamt of being the size of that and come across like an Oreo biscuit or something, and you could just eat and eat and eat.
You'd never have to go shopping again, would you?
Never again. Never again.
I've dreamt about that. We all have.
Big food.
Just being able to sneak up on the cat and or ride the cat. Little stupid things.
Yeah.
Absolutely amazing. Well, Tommy, thank you very much.
Oh,
Of course,
it's an honour as
another
always,
one,
Dan, and
another one.
we're still making our way through Jolly July as we speak.
We are. Now let's go through the star ratings of the month. So far, what have we reviewed? Jolly July.
We did The Iron Giant last week.
Oh, we went 5.
Well, that was a 5.
went
I had to
5.
kick it off in style.
I'm going to go with 3.5 for Honey, I Shrunk the Kids.
Okay.
I'll probably go a bit higher for its sequel.
Okay.
Mainly because I just wanted to be bigger.
Yeah.
I wanted to be a big baby more than I wanted to be little. Just... There's the lawnmower.
That's a scary sequence.
Yeah.
But
At least
the
when you're
bees-
up here, you don't need to worry about the lawnmower.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You want to cut the grass, you just walk up to it and go...
Yep, that's true. No, both are enjoyable films,
They're
but
a great series and both very unique ideas.
wouldn't it be funny if, because have we got 5 Tuesdays this month to do?
Well, let's
From the beginning?
Yeah, from start to finish. No, we've only got 4.
I was going to say, because we started off with a 5-star.
There are 5 Mondays, 4 Tuesdays.
Right, because I was going to say, because we started with a 5-star, now I've done a 4-star. Maybe next week it'll be a 3-star, and then the week after that it'll be a 2-star.
Potentially. Do you know, I think overall, Jolly July. We're looking at high-rated films, though.
We are, yeah. Films that make us happy. You know, films that are positive, films that don't have any deaths in them, preferably. And yeah, just
I'm going to
feel-good
miss Sean
movies.
Bean. I'm going to miss him this month. I'm going to miss him.
Yeah, let's try and find a film with Sean Bean in it where there's no deaths. That would be difficult.
Yeah, exactly. Hence why we're not going to have him this month.
Yeah.
But hey, it's all good. It's all good. We are off to a great part of the year, of course. I do look forward to the last quarter of the year. You know why.
Yes.
You do know
We'll
why.
get there. We'll get there.
But we're going to be getting there. Well, thank you very much, Tommy, as always.
No worries, Dan. Always happy to be here.
Anything on your radar in the cinema at the moment? Don't look at the camera like that.
Smiling.
You're really happy to be here.
Well, Oppenheimer comes out next Friday. Not this Friday coming, but next Friday. I will be seeing that. As
not
will
the Barbie
a lot
movie.
of other people. Barbie comes out on the same day. So I can imagine the cinema is going to be jam-packed on that Friday for both reasons.
Are you going to watch Barbie, though?
If any of my friends ask me, like, do you want to just go see it for a laugh? Maybe I will. But Oppenheimer comes first. Oppenheimer will always come
I'd
first.
so laugh if you can't get into Oppenheimer. Oh, we've got some spaces for Barbie. Do you want to wait? Do you want to wait in the cinema for the next showing and just watch them back to back? You probably would, but my God, that would be funny if that happened to you. That would be funny.
If it does happen to me, you'll be the first person who finds out.
You'd be blaming it on me as well. And
Yes.
do you know what? I'll happily take the blame for that because that's actually funny. It's
Rightly so.
actually funny. And the worst part is if you just come out there and say, "Oh, I preferred the Barbie movie." Actually, you
Yeah.
might do. You never know, Tommy. You might have turned a little soft on us over.
Well,
the
who
years.
knows? We'll see what happens. But better. I'll have an update for you on that in 2 weeks' time.
Well, I've got no plans to see either of them. So, well, you know me. I never go into the cinema. What's happening with Empire, by the way?
I don't know. I don't know what's happening with that. I don't think it's closing in our branch.
Okay.
But
I was
another
going to
branch.
say because it's our branch is quite new. It's quite nice.
I don't think it's ours. We're going to lose ours. I think it makes good money. A lot of people prefer there over Cineworld.
I can kind of see why. I think didn't Cineworld have that big air conditioning emergency?
Yeah, I think so. But I tend to prefer Cineworld really, but not so much for the movie experience. It's more for the food. I prefer the food at Cineworld.
So I never buy it.
You don't
That's
like
why.
popcorn?
I do. I just don't want to pay for it.
Well, nothing in this life is free, Dan.
Exactly. I'm not paying for it. But I have to say, cinema popcorn's the nicest.
Yes.
No microwave stuff's going to get close to that.
No way.
There's no way.
Chance whatsoever.
Yeah, it's probably really bad for you, but who cares? It's
Who cares,
awesome.
man? Who
It's
cares?
awesome. Anyway, thank you, Tommy. And of course, another one of your movie reviews next week here
Yep.
on YouTube. Like, comment, and subscribe here on YouTube. And do let us know your thoughts on all of this. We'd like to be rich by being YouTubers, but let's be honest, it's not going to happen.
Nope.
Because,
We're not very good, are we?
no. No, we're not. But that's Tommy's problem. Now, if you would like to follow Tommy on Letterboxd, you can follow me as well. But he's far more interesting. Tommy, your handle.
Larkins 1995.
What happened there?
I don't know. I think I glitched.
You glitched.
Yeah.
Try that again.
Okay. Larkins 95 on Letterboxd. Feel free to follow, guys.
Who
Feel
am
free.
I?
You are Daniel Moore Radio.
Almost.
What is it?
Dan Moore Radio.
Dan Moore Radio. That's it. Follow him on Netflix.
On Netflix? Follow me on Netflix? You can't do that, can
What?
you?
You haven't told him that your life documentary is coming out on Netflix?
Oh, God.
With John Malkovich playing you?
That'll be a world ender. You've seen me on Netflix, mate. Well, anyway, no, Letterboxd at Dan Moore Radio. Ignore him. He hasn't had any sleep for the last few days.
Yeah.
Have yourselves a great rest of your week, Tommy.
Take
Thank
care,
you as
everybody.
always.
Thank you once again for having me, Dan, and I look forward to talking about more positive movies next week with you.
Well, I'm going to throw you home from a baseball glove.
Cool.
Because I'm about to shrink you. Have a great rest of your day.
Take care, everyone.